Was it always a goal to become mainstream, or?
I don't know. I mean, we always wanted a lot of people to like our band,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
The goal was always to try to take the band as far as we could take it, because we wanted to make it our life, our career.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, doing something like with art or with music, like the more people that appreciate that, the better it is, like for you. I mean, obviously you do things for yourself, but when you have, people that appreciate it and it means something to them, that's kind of half the point of it. So.
Yeah, to share it.
Yeah.
It's funny when artists want to keep everything to themselves, and it's so like selfish, kind of. I don't know. When people have that pretension, like, we make music for us, and we want to stay indie forever. It's good to have people hear your stuff.
You guys described your songs about being about teen angst and Loveless Knights.
Some are loveful, right? What would be the opposite of loveless?
Love-filled.
Love-filled nights, maybe.
Okay, so
Once a year, probably. Maybe two. No. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
That's great. So everybody goes through these relationships when they have like somebody breaks their heart or just bad luck with love and finding love. How is it that you guys dealt with these sort of times and situations?
We just moved on to the next chick.
Yeah,
No,
right. Yeah.
No, that's what all the songs are about, like getting hung up on someone, or either being really happy with someone, or the opposite is being like that someone not wanting you enough or not wanting to be with you, and that's stuff that everybody goes through. But luckily, through things like music and art, you can kind of share that with people, even those bad feelings, because everyone goes through it. And so when I write about what happens to me, other people can say, oh yeah, that's my story too. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's funny, like, over the years, even when Tom would go through, like, a breakup or whatever, you'd be bummed out for your buddy or whatever, but then you'll still think, you might have some good material now, and inspiration hits then,
True.
Seriously, I mean, a lot of good stuff came out of some of those negative times,
So you guys knew this question was coming, so has all of our viewers. Can you tell us the story about Delilah?
Because I'd actually
Delilah.
told it for him before. That's how well.
It was going to be called Hey There, Jessica, but, didn't work out that way. No, Delilah was just a girl that I had met through a friend in Chicago, and the very next day after meeting her, she went back to school in New York. So it was like one night I met her, I hung out with her, I gave her our old CD that we had at the time, and she really liked the CD, and I was like, oh, I have a song about you. And so we kept in touch a little bit when she was back at school, and she'd always ask, where's my song? And so I started writing one, and it was Hey There, Delilah. And it was true, the first few lines are really true, like what's it like in New York City, blah, blah, blah. But then the rest of it, I didn't really know too much about this girl, so I had to kind of write the rest of the song like as if I was in a relationship. What would I want to say to her? What would be the perfect things to say to someone in that kind of a relationship where you couldn't be together? It had to be long distance, and you had to be far away from each other, and that was the song.
When did you guys know that music was it for you guys?
In high school for me.
Yeah, probably high school, because I was always like drawing and painting and stuff, and I did like every art class I could ever take, and then by the end of high school I was kind of burnt out on art, and music was this new exciting thing, and I was like, okay, let's do music now.
And now he's burnt out on music.
That's not true, and that's interesting, because you would think that maybe I would be, because there's certain kinds of people that get burnt out and stuff, and certain kind of people that don't. I don't know. It's been always fun and exciting.
For me, I started playing drums in high school, and I was, I don't know, I'd always loved music, but I never played instruments. So once I started playing instruments, then I moved to the guitar, and I started writing songs, and it was like, wait a minute, I can do this. Like, I understand what this is about, and just kind of knew that if I took it seriously and just tried hard enough, that I could write some good songs, and I could make something of myself, I guess, by doing it.
That is kind of weird, because we've all kind of been really lucky enough to be able to pick up instruments, like different instruments. Like, everyone in the band plays more than one thing. And there was a time where it hit me too, like you were saying, where I was like, why do I know how to do this? Kind of,
Right,
you know,
right.
because my mom and my dad, like, I don't really have a lot of musical people in my family. So maybe it was just kind of we were meant to fall into this line of work. I don't know.
So do you guys just like switch around instruments during practicing?
Oh,
Like,
it's
Sometimes,
it's horrible.
yeah.
It's horrible.
It actually gets annoying
Yeah,
sometimes.
you don't want to be in a practice with us. If you take a break for 5 minutes, like 3 people switch around and like jam for 15 minutes, and it's like
Yeah.
stop. Yeah.
So mindyourmind.ca is a mental health website for youth, and a lot of teenagers that go through certain mental health issues, they lose a lot of their friends because people think they're weird or they're out of control. So
Well, they probably are weird, but what's wrong with that?
Nothing
Because
wrong
we're
with
weird.
Yeah.
Everybody's weird. Everybody that's cool is weird, I think.
That's true.
so how would you think that people can get a better understanding of each other when they're dealing with these sort of situations?
Well, I mean, when I was in high school, I went through a lot of depression, and I went through it so often that I almost went and saw somebody, actually.
Yeah, Dave was weird.
Yeah, and see,
Was he out of control?
no one
Totally.
shunned me for that.
We tried to. There were times where we would try to like kidnap him and like drag him out into our car and like take him to like places that he
fun.
didn't want to go to have fun, and he like didn't want to go. He walked home and stuff.
Yeah, but
But you know, through I think art, like you said, you did a lot of art, did a lot of music, things like that help you express yourself in ways that you really can't with words, or you can't through hanging out with friends or anything. It's like your own little thing, and I think that definitely helps a lot of people.
still good to have a good group of friends. Though we were all very lucky because we had a really cool group of friends, and you know, it's no wonder why 10, 15 years later now, since we met these dudes, we're all still hanging out. So it's always a good thing to have that support system too. But yeah, music and art is a huge help for anybody going through a hard time.
Writing, or you know, any way of just
Yeah.
kind of letting some of it out. Yeah.
Yeah, better than that.
This was the Plain White Tees, and we're saying goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks.